Am I the butthole for calling out my husband in front of his boss over his lie? Last Friday my father had a heart attack. It was touch and go for about 48 hours, but he pulled through and is expected to be discharged from the hospital today or tomorrow. I took off of work last Friday, but due to my dad's condition is improving, I did go into work today. I work from home right now for obvious reasons, and around 9:30 the door opens and my husband walks in. I ask what he's doing home and he says that due to the winter storm his boss sent everyone home. I went down to the basement around lunchtime to get a pizza to make for us. I didn't realize he was on the phone or that it was on speaker when I went down there and asked if he wanted pizza for lunch. His boss then asked how my father was doing, and said that my husband told him that it was dire and I would need to leave at a moment's notice. I said that my dad's condition is improving and he is expected to make a full recovery. My husband is now pissed at me. The reason he came home is because he apparently lied to his boss about my dad's health and condition, and because of what I said he's now in hot water at work. My husband said I should have kept my mouth shut and if he gets fired it's on me. I told him he was depraved for lying about something like that, and if he's in trouble it's his own fault. Am I the butthole for not playing along with his lie? Edit. Thank you for all of your comments. I am sorry that I didn't respond to all of you, there is just too many. I would like to answer the following. 1. When I went to the basement to get the pizza, I had no idea he was on the phone. His boss, who is also a friend of ours, overheard me ask about the pizza and then asked about my dad. 2. I did not realize my husband told his boss that my dad was still in bad condition until he mentioned it. It caught me off guard and I panicked and didn't want to lie. I don't like lying to people. If my husband had told me when he came home that he said this to him, I would have said something vague. 3. I did have a chance to talk to his boss's wife today, and explained that when he called I was exhausted and stressed out and was not thinking straight. My husband is in no danger of being fired. They are more concerned about my dad and just want to make sure we are okay. 4. I am the breadwinner in our household. His job is for fun, money and vacations. 5. Yes, my husband is a chronic liar, and reading through some of the posts it seems that he gaslights me a lot. That will either be addressed in therapy or through a divorce if he refuses to go. NTA 1. How could you know that he lied? If he wanted you to play along he should have let you know. 2. That's a really cruddy thing to use your father's health as an excuse to get out of work. 3. Maybe stop getting food for your husband if that's the response you get. What a child. Edit. Thanks for the silver, kind people. And the other silvers and awards and my first ever gold. Holy fork. Definitely. What the husband did is stupid, and any consequences coming from this are his fault. Lying to your boss generally doesn't end well. He also lied to Op. If he can so casually lie to his boss and lie to his wife, I wonder what else he is or has lied about. What makes it even worse is the gaslighting. How dare you blow up my lie? If I get fired, it's your fault. Zero self-awareness, and zero accountability. I feel like this is a constant post outline on AmItheButthole.s. 1. My so lied and didn't tell me. 2. I exposed said lie and now they are in trouble potentially. 3. So says I am an ass. 4. Post all of this on AmItheButthole.s. How are there this many people in the world that do the same exact crap and don't know it's their fault? You answered your own question. They don't know they're at fault. Something to do with that theory about the ignorant not knowing about their own ignorance, or similar. There's no guidebook for things like this, and no one teaches you things like that. Even if there was something to learn from, I doubt the people who commit these faults are the ones who will bother to learn. I'm very diligent about making this point with my kids. I refuse to lie on their behalf for any reason. I have never asked them to keep any secrets about anything, other than a close friend being undocumented, and even then I told them it is just better not to talk about it to others, but if somehow it were found out because of them it would, in no way, be their fault. I never allow my kids to scapegoat others. Ownership is huge in our house. I assume guys like this have kids that learn his behavior and it just goes on and on. I struggle with modeling how to deal with these types and how to teach my kids to maneuver among them. I don't want to raise distrustful kids, but it can be hard to know you're in deep with a liar until you're in deep with a liar. And yeah, they have no idea omissions are lies, so Uck. Because people in general assume they have good judgment, therefore they think they wouldn't go for a partner who would do a butthole move like that, therefore there must be some truth in what their partner is saying. But they still generally assume they have good judgment, so surely there must also be some truth in their own point of view. But what if they're just biased towards themselves, and their partner is 100%, right? Self-doubt regarding things that are obvious on the outside is just a crafty thing that the mind does sometimes. I'm usually not this person, but, triangular flag on post, triangular flag on post. Lie, get caught, blame someone else, rinse repeat. There is a lot that is concerning here. Op is not the butthole, of course. But this feels like a tip of the iceberg. This is the only acceptable use of emoji on Reddit emo, and I completely agree with it here. NTA. Op, you're being gaslit. This sounds like an unhealthy relationship for you. It for damn sure ain't an honest one. This is my thought exactly. So many red flags. He blatantly lied to you. Gets mad at you for the lie he told to his boss that you had no knowledge of. Then blames you and says it's your fault if he gets fired? That's some real narcissistic behavior right there. He lied to her when he said he was called off work for the weather. I would say this alone makes him the butthole. Does he routinely lie to his significant other? It is 100,000% not her fault that he lied to her, and then she did not immediately read his mind and know that he had lied to her and the boss, and she was supposed to cover for his web of lies with no other communication other than, the lying. What else is he being dishonest about, Op? This right here. Original poster. Is he always like this? Came here to say this. He pulled a double, lied to the boss then to his wife about the original lie. F this guy. I hope he doesn't get fired so original poster doesn't have to deal with that stress along with everything else, but he deserves to be fired. NTA. Husband, lies to boss, lies to wife, lies about family illnesses. When lies come tumbling down, gets mad at wife? So NTA. This right here. What else and who else is he lying about and to? Exactly my thoughts. I wonder if there's more to this man than conveyed here. Plus, as far as original poster knew, boss was just being kind and checking in on them after hearing about what happened, and apparently sending everyone home so boss had extra time to do so. Make no sense for hubby to blame original poster for him being an idiot. Yeah, not only was husband a liar, but he was a bad liar. Only himself to blame both morally and effectively. I have a feeling that his boss already suspected the husband was lying. It seems a bit odd to me that he went, "How's your father doing?" Your husband said X, Y, and Z instead of just leaving it at asking after her father's health. Could just be a nosy boss, I guess, but I think it's possible that the husband has used a few too many excuses in the past and the boss was looking to catch him out. I don't think he suspected. It's not unusual to provide a little context to a question like that so the person answering knows what they already know. For example, "How's your mom doing? I heard she was in the hospital." I don't know. Original poster says the boss said that my husband told him that it was dire, which seems pretty mean to bring up if he really believed it. If I were asking about someone's loved one's health when I thought said loved one might be dying, I certainly wouldn't remind them of that fact, since the whole point is to make them feel better. Although, plenty of mean and or tactless people out there, so still possible it was coincidence. Saying that it's looking pretty bad isn't reminding them of that fact, it's communicating that you understand the seriousness of the situation. The person doesn't forget the condition their parent is in if you just don't mention it or act like it's no big deal. That doesn't have to be the whole point though. You can show concern and caring for someone by asking about their situation first and then determining how best you could help with their answer. You're not reminding them of anything, they're well aware of the fact. That's a pretty normal conversation? If I was told somebody's relative had serious health issues, I would also check up on them. I don't see lying to the boss as a problem here. Employers deserve no loyalty or respect, generally, and I find it fully acceptable to lie to them to take the day off. Lying to your partner is never excusable though. When you lie to your boss to get a day off, you blame food poisoning, not your father-in-law nearly dying. Thing is, you totally can. "Hey, boss. The wife and I have had a rough weekend. Her father had a heart attack and it was touch and go for a couple days, but now it looks like he is going to be okay. I really need a day to recharge after such a stressful event. Boom. Or even just say that they got another update since he called out of work. He was dire but has now improved, and this is the first he heard of it. That is not a lie and would have been fine. Ops hubby has a problem. You're absolutely right. The thing I was referring to was one totally Ken about was using the father-in-law nearly dying as an excuse. That is a super stressful event and a legitimate reason to take a day off. Depends on how reasonable your boss is. Especially with bad weather on top of it. I'm already fried from the stress of the weekend and can't face getting stuck in a blizzard too. I'll be using a sick day today. Yeah, I personally believe lying about the health of a loved one for time off is really bad karma. Could be an irrational fear, but I was never one of the people who said their grandparent died to get extra time on assignments and crap because I felt like that was just asking for something bad to happen, somehow laughing my butt off. Agreed. 100%. You don't put some ideas out there. It's along the same lines of be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. And I firmly believe both. I once did. Because said grandparent already died, 2 weeks earlier. Never got caught because my family knew I did that for extra time because I was stressed out for many reasons. But never lied about anybody still alive. Totally, and I don't think I'm superstitious, it just feels really crafty. Also, if I found out an acquaintance had lied to me and used something like that as an excuse, I'd think worse of them than if they'd said they were ill or that the car broke down or whatever. Same with swearing on someone's life in an attempt to prove you're telling the truth. I've had people tell me I swear on my kid's life/my mom's grave and it's so gross. Yup. I have no qualms with occasionally white lying to a boss or a landlord. But I've always had this inner rule that I don't lie about situations that would be truly traumatic if they were happening. I've gotten a flat tire or had a mix-up at the bank, but I've never so much as claimed my kid was sick, much less that someone close to me was dying. Like another commenter said, I try not to tempt fate. Father-in-law dying you can drag out for a few days, especially in a COVID world. If you get food poisoned every day for a week, that's kind of suspect. How have you managed to keep a job with that attitude? Because I'm great at my job. Which is how employment should work. Yeah, this is my view too. F the boss. You shouldn't lie to your partner or be mad when she accidentally blows your cover. You must have lots of free time. Exactly. If the father had recovered, going along with the lie, the husband would have needed to make more lies. Not that I'm supporting it. NTA. He didn't tell her because he knows it's an awful thing to use in his advantage. If my dad had a serious heart attack, I know he'd want me to use it to my full advantage to get no questions time off work. Thanks, Dad. What's effy in my opinion is that he didn't get original poster in on the story. Me and my significant other have time off with each other, and as long as we're both in on the story, I see it as no different than the boss implying I'm not a team player if I don't come in when I'm sick. Exactly. I lost my dad a year ago. Very suddenly due to a stroke. I encouraged my boyfriend to take time off because it affected him as well. My dad was hospitalized for a week. My boyfriend made really long nights with me at the hospital. I would have been more understanding if Op's partner discussed it with her, but he went behind her back. I think that's especially nasty because she was already working herself. It really highlights he's using it as an excuse instead of needing the time to process his feelings towards the heart attack of his father-in-law. Man, your opinions this morning are like steel wool. Abrasive as F but useful, and you have some valid points. I agree. Taking time off is really hard at my job, so if there's a chance for me to take a break, honestly, I'm going to effing take it. A few days off is no harm done when you never take time off. But at least make sure your spouse knows what you're doing. Exactly this. I'm not going to get into the morality of lying to leave work early, but if you're going to lie, get the lie straight. NTA. He lied to his wife too about why he was home, so how could he expect her to play along anyway? Exactly. Original poster is NTA. If he wanted her to go along with his lie, he should have mentioned that when he got home instead of leaving her in the dark about what his boss thinks about her father's situation. NTA. It's on him, he lied, to you and his boss, and not you that you didn't play along for him. Glad to hear your dad is expected to recover fully. Yeah, I mean, even ignoring the fact that it's pretty crafty for the husband to use her dad as an excuse to get to work from home, how the heck was she supposed to know what was going on? Sounds like the boss was just having a conversation with Op. If he took the day off to be with his wife and take care of her, because she had a rough couple of days, I would probably forgive him, but she was making him pizza. He sounds like a major butthole. Well, yes, and he lied to his wife about why he was home too. Obviously, if you're going to use her sick family as an excuse to stay home and goof off, you can't tell her that you told boss you were home to support her. Then you might have to do some supporting or something. Yeah, I mean, even ignoring the fact that it's pretty crafty for the husband to use her dad as an excuse to get to work from home. If an opportunity presents itself to wrangle a day to work from home, I don't see the harm in it as long as the partner is okay with it. To be clear, he's still a butthole, but the lies are the butthole move here, emo, not the staying home part. He could have used the home time to give her a little moral support while also attending his work duties. I think using this as an excuse to work from home is a butthole move, but if you phrase the request slightly differently, it's suddenly both a perfectly reasonable thing to ask, and doesn't require lying to anybody. Hey, my father-in-law is in hospital. Latest news is that he's stable and it's looking like he'll make a full recovery, but I'd really prefer not to leave my wife home alone today just in case anything does happen. Is it cool if I work from home today? Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.